What's going on? Thanks for tuning in to Hunt Ready tonight. Got a video here for you. Bino harnesses. So if you're like me, it took me a little while to fully appreciate a bino harness. It took me, basically going out west before I finally bought a bino harness to use. And after having this bino harness here, I've had for probably, gosh, I don't know, 8 years maybe. A long time, 7 years. I can't remember how long I had it, but this is the an Alaskan Guide Creations bino harness, and it's the KISS model. But after using this, it doesn't even feel right when I go hunting without a bino harness anymore. Even just hiking, when I went to Colorado, they're just hiking and fishing, I still took it. I like to have binoculars to be able to see things. And I use binoculars a lot. It helps, if you have a deer coming in the dark, you can usually make out if it's a buck or a doe, at least with your binoculars, even in the dark. So you can see what's coming. Obviously stuff that's far away. But I always like to have binoculars on me. This thing rides in my truck, during non-hunting season. I've always got this harness here with me. And so, some of the things that I was worried about, when I was looking at the bino harnesses, it's gonna be in your way when you draw your bow. It is 100% not. If you just think about it, when you're drawing, your string doesn't come anywhere near your chest. I mean, if it is, you've got your draw is way too long. That's with a compound. I don't know about like long bows and whatnot. I would assume it's the same thing. I don't shoot a long bow or a trad bow. A compound bow, string's gonna be nowhere near your harness or your pack. So, and it doesn't get in the way. It's not cumbersome. Those are all the things that I was worried about. Why I never went with a bino harness before I did. And now, like I said, now that I've been running this thing, it doesn't feel right going in the woods without it. I don't care if I'm squirrel hunting, thermal hunting at night, this pack comes with me. If I'm in the woods, this pack's on me. Running trail cameras usually, all that stuff. So this pack here has been several Western hunts. I mean, it's been run through the gamut, and it is holding up at 100%. There is absolutely nothing wrong with this pack. I am thinking about getting a different one, just for a little more storage. So some of the things that I wish and weren't available when I bought this was like a small pocket here on the front to put things in. I personally like these stretchy mesh pockets here on the side. Some of them you've got zippers. I don't want to be messing with zippers. These just stretchy mesh here works excellent. The things that you're gonna have in here. Deer season, it kind of changes with what goes in here. Most of the time there's wind check. That's not in here because the last hunt that we did was a turkey hunt. So turkey calls, I do. Still have a mouth call in here. Run it on these elastic pockets on the top. Works really, really good for that. Running mouth calls in. If you have a smaller cell phone, you can put your cell phones in there. Remotes for your coyote calls or stuff like that will fit in there. Mine doesn't, but I've seen where some guys have been able to run those in there. But we'll go over this KISS model here real quick. Like I said, so there's two mesh pocket or stretchy nylon pockets on the top. They're kind of losing their stretchiness here, especially right where you're sliding stuff in. But definitely still holds everything in there just fine. This mouth call rode around in there, no issues. So on the back of it, it's got this pocket here on the back. That's generally where I run my cell phone. It doesn't fit in there, so the pocket's always unzipped, but it sits up next to your chest, and my phone actually sits just about even with the top of that lid, and so it's easy to grab it. Haven't lost it yet, knock on wood. But another stretchy pocket here under the rangefinder. Okay, same as the other side, just a open top mesh pocket. Super easy for getting stuff in and out of. Usually deer grunt, coyote calls, wind check on this side, just something, something like that. If I'm going out west, a lighter usually in one of these side pockets with stuff. Some guys run their tags in this back pocket. Pretty much the only thing I run in this back pocket is my phone. So the lid's just held secured on with this little bungee, which you can tighten up down here on the bottom. I've had to tighten it just as that bungee kind of wears out, and that's down there on the bottom, and it's a smooth bottom. The newer ones all have like a 3-row molly down here from Alaskan Guide Creations anyway. And the lid, it covers the sides and seals up pretty good. This side's a little boogered up because of how I run my rangefinder. I don't like my rangefinder in another pocket, so AGC, Alaskan Guide Creations, has this little loop there on each side, and my rangefinder's got the pocket clip. I run it right on that, okay, and it sits in there it's right there, and then I got that stretch cord, boom, drop it back on there. Your rangefinder's not flopping around or on some weird pocket that hangs there. I don't know, seems kind of goofy to me for all these pockets that hang off on the sides. But so inside the lid now, something new that I've been doing, this, you can see this clip here is a GoPro clip. I found running my GoPro on there works awesome. I've run the GoPro on my hat before, and I don't know, maybe it's just my older GoPro, but when you're looking around, it's just, I don't know, you're just looking all over the place and the camera's following you. So I don't like running the GoPro on my hat. The chest harness is a piece of crap. I don't like it. So this here was the next best thing, and it actually works really good. So that's how I run the GoPro when I'm running the GoPro. I always promise you guys footage from hunts, and it never happens. So I always forget to turn it on or leave it on and it goes dead. We're getting there. So hopefully we're gonna get some good footage whitetail season this year. So binoculars, just some Vortex, old Vortex Viper HD 10x42s. Drop in there, perfect. I don't know if this is something that's kind of new that's been going on the last few years. That kind of squeaks. It's not too bad now because it's warm, but when it's really cold out, I think it's actually, I need to try a different set of binoculars in here. But these Vortex are really got like a rubbery texture on them. And the inside of the Bino harness is fleece, like a fleece, almost like a neoprene fleece. It does have a squeak when you put your binoculars in there though. When it's really cold out, that's fairly new. Not a huge deal, but it's definitely noticeable. It was not at first. So like I said, I think it might be just the finish wearing off on these Vortex binoculars. I've got some different Nikons that I should try and see. I don't like running my binoculars tethered. Some guys will tether their binoculars to the shoulder harnesses. I don't like doing that. You're never perfectly like this when you're glassing, at least I'm not. So binoculars are always just free. Drop them in there. I don't know if you can see it, but I've got my Taito knife is just Velcroed in there, in a little sheath. It'll pop out of there, but so I've always got a Taito. It's a super light knife. It's got that changeable blade on it. Crazy sharp. They do break easy, and having a Leatherman on you to change it out is definitely helpful. But nice little skeletonized Taito that snaps right in. It sticks up just a hair over the top of it, but you know, it works out pretty slick. And then I've got some replacement blades that I just dropped down there in the bottom. So that is how I like to run my Bino harness. And then again, like I said, just my Vortex rangefinder is pocket clipped right to the side on that clip. That's gonna fight me now. But so that's how I like to run this guy here. Just like so. Some add-ons. So the harness on these, I think the new Alaskan Guide Creations have a different harness. Maybe. I'm pretty sure it does. Off the top of my head, I can't recall. But this harness is really comfortable. I think they might have done something different with how this kind of attaches to your harness here. You've got these 3 little loops that you can run your harness up through to get it fitted. But so it's a really comfortable harness, and you can see how it's kind of molded. You can see how it's kind of molded to go around your neck, so it ain't like pinched up tight on your neck and rubbing on your neck. And it's pretty flat, so like if you're wearing it under a pack, never had any issues with comfort on that. And then how it just lays across your back, it's zero complaints with comfort. You'll see on the harness itself, well, and the pack, I swapped out the buckles on this one. Fairly certain as well, don't quote me, but I believe the new ones all come with these auto lock buckles, so it locks your strap in place. And these are off. I got these. I ordered them extra with a Kifaru pack. I don't know where else you can get them, but I know Kifaru has them. So, and then it's just got the split bar female buckles that go with it. So you'll order 4 of these. So I replaced them all. You may not have to do all of them, but before it had the auto lock buckles on here, it would work itself loose after, you know, several times of using it. That was the only annoyance I had with this Bino harness. And I'm fairly certain that the new ones come with the auto locks on them already. So to release that webbing, to loosen it or tighten it, you got to push this little button down there, and then it'll let that strap freely go through the buckle to adjust it where you want it. But like I said, the only reason that I want to upgrade this harness is for this front pocket. And they still, the pack's still basically the same thing. It's got, it's got the webbing on the sides, the webbing pockets like I like. I don't want zipper pockets. And I don't know how long they've been offering this new pack. It's like their hybrid, I think it's just called their hybrid Bino harness. So it's basically like a KISS model and a Cub model kind of combined with this front pocket. The front pocket would be good, just for throwing extra stuff in there. Chapstick, whatnot. It's not a huge pocket. It's big enough to put a rangefinder in, but I don't want to run my rangefinder in there. So I like these kind that have the ability to put your rangefinder on the side right there. It's just a natural place for it right there. I mean, it's out exposed and takes a beating, but you know, this Vortex Ranger 1000 has rode on this thing for as long as I've had it, and rain, snow, everything. Never had an issue with the rangefinder. Always exposed to the elements. But yeah, so you guys, especially you Midwestern whitetail guys, try a Bino harness. I think you're gonna love it. Like I said, I won't go in the woods without it anymore. Bino harness is just so handy. Your binos are always right there. I'm constantly on my binoculars. Constantly on your binoculars. You'd be amazed. I hunted for years without carrying binoculars. You'd be amazed at the stuff you miss by not having binoculars with you. Always have your binoculars. If you're bow hunting, even gun hunting, have a rangefinder so you know your ranges. You know, like I said, coyote hunting at night, you can put your scanner, your handheld scanner in here, your collar remote, all that'll fit in here. I won't have my binoculars in there if I'm coyote hunting at night. Binoculars will stay home. Tito's always in there. He's always riding. You never know when you're gonna need a sharp knife. What else we got to say about it? Just seriously, try some harnesses. There's several manufacturers out there that make Bino harnesses. I was kind of on the fence about if I wanted to stay with AGC because some of the other brands, the lid folds forward, and I've pretty much talked myself out of that. I really like, you know, being able to flip this up. And if you really wanted to get it out of your way, I mean, if you're constantly in and out of it, you can just tuck your lid in and boom, it's out of your way. But I've never had an issue with the lid. I just kind of thought maybe it might be kind of slick having it forward, especially night hunting, where you're putting your collar in and your scanner all the time. But just glassing with binoculars, this is in my opinion, the ideal setup. And plus, if I had that lid that fell forward, my GoPro is not going to ride there no more. So that is probably one of my favorite things about this pack right now, is being able to run the GoPro on the front of it. Just works really, really good. But I don't remember the exact price on these packs, 125 maybe, but they are made good old US of A. So, you know, that's always a bonus. And then, so I don't know if the new ones all come with it, but the guy that owns it has his phone number, name, and you know, right there on the straps. So that's pretty good. If you ever have an issue with it, I've always heard that they really take care of their customers. I've not had any issues with this. You know, it's like I said, it's really took some abuse, and for it to last 7-8 years, you got your money out of it. And it'll still be being used. I'll probably pass this down to one of the kids and let them run that if I get a new one. I'd like to, but we'll just see. You know, so check them out. Alaskan Guide Creations. Get you a Bino harness. You will not regret it, I promise you. Having everything right there at your hand, everything that you need, boom, right there. You guys, appreciate you guys. You guys take care. See you on the next one.